been doing some reflection on the whole Liam Neeson situation, and I'm gonna use some clips from an article from Daily Mail, which I think summarize, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about the entire situation. But I just wanted to use the introduction of this video to preface of I'm gonna show the first clip of what created this controversy, where everyone is, not everyone, but the usual crowd is calling him a racist for admitting that he has a bias, he struggled, and it is strange that a man who is admitting his struggles and emotional issues with someone dear to them is being demonized. Isn't the whole issue with the feminists, the NPC, SJWs, whatever you want to call them, that men have struggles and the society says they can't express their emotions, but once they do, they get demonized. I think that is an interesting observation coming through all of this. So here is the entire clip of what started this entire controversy.
I'll tell you a story. This is true. I'm not going to use any names, but I was away and I came back and she told me she had been raped, but she handled the situation of the rape in the most extraordinary way. But my immediate reaction was, I asked, did she know who it was? No. What colour were they? She said it was a black person. I went up and down areas with a cosh, hoping I'd be approached by somebody. I'm ashamed to say that. And I did it for maybe a week, hoping some black would come out of a pub and have a go at me about something, you know, so that I could kill him. And it took me a week, maybe a week and a half to kind of go for that. And she said to me, where are you going? I said, I'm just going out for a walk, you know. She said, what's wrong? No, nothing's wrong, fine. And it was horrible when I think back, but I did that. And I've never admitted that to it. I'm saying it to a journalist, God forbid. It's awful. But I did learn a lesson from it when I eventually thought, what the are you doing, you know? And I come from a society, I grew up in Northern Ireland in the Troubles, and I knew a couple of guys that died on hunger strike, and I had acquaintances that were very caught up in the Troubles. And I understand that need for revenge, but it just leads to more revenge and more killing and more killing. And, you know, Northern Ireland is proof of that, you know. All the stuff that's happening in the world at the minute, the violence is proof of that, you know. So it's but that, yeah, primal need, I understand, you know.
You can relate to that.
So listening to that clip from The Independent, I want to know what you guys think who are watching this video or have heard about this. Because this is a guy who had a rage from someone close to them, and wanted to do something about it, and he did it in a wrong way, I would say. But he realized that before he actually did something, he had some dark thoughts, because some very horrible and evil things happened to a close friend of his, and he wanted to do something about it. He said this was 40 years ago, so he's probably in his 20s, and wanted to rectify that. And yet I have seen the NPC crowd and also journalists call this man a racist for admitting, for having, basically for wrong thing. I've also seen comments on these articles that basically call him a racist and that he's a terrible human being. I mean, if everyone would reveal what they thought to the world, everyone would be considered a horrible human being. But he also went on a talk show where he where he hugged the audience members who were black, and also talked to a host about and clarified a few things. So I'm gonna show you those clips as well.
And it really shocked me, this primal urge I had. It shocked me and it hurt me. I did seek help. I went to a priest. I heard my confession. I was reared a Catholic. I had two very, very good friends that I talked to. And believe it or not, power walking.
Power walking?
Yeah, 2 hours every day.
You can
to get rid of this. And I'm not racist. This was nearly 40 years ago.
So he clearly here admits that he struggled with it. He thought it was wrong. He sought help, and he talked to priests. He talked to friends, and realized that what he was doing was wrong, and also took steps to prevent that he would let his anger get the best of him in the future. You know, it's so refreshing to hear someone say this, but you have people like Piers Morgan and others that accuse this man of being a racist, just flat out. Even though it was 1 week where something terrible, which everyone is forgetting, that it was something terrible that happened to someone close to him, and that suddenly just makes him racist, and he says he no longer has these thoughts, or it was this week where it was very close to this incident. Now, this is just being human, and yet he's being crucified in the media. Oh, it's just people claiming, oh, his career is now over because he admits to he admitted to having such thoughts. I think it's just very honest and reflective of him to say these things. But here are some additional clips I want you to see before we close down this video.
I believe that Liam Neeson deserves a medal, and I'll tell you why. Liam Neeson, I've listened to the whole transcript. Liam Neeson was talking about his film Revenge, and he's talking about revenge doesn't do anyone any good. He mentions the fact that being brought up in Northern Ireland, he understands how destructive that can be. He went on to tell a story of a situation whereby a friend of his had been raped. Now, if you listen to everything he's talking about in the moment, and you can't blame Liam Neeson for thinking what he feels, because this is what, and this is a while ago, this is what society has shown him that black people do, Muslims do. This is what society has wrongly shown him.
And I think this is very well said from John Barnes, and I'm realizing now that this video is gonna be too long for just one part, because I also want to touch on Piers Morgan basically being a complete moron and labeling this guy a racist for having certain thoughts in a certain part of his life where something tragic happened to him. But I fully support Liam Neeson and what he said. I think people should actually be more honest. It would be more refreshing. It would have more conversations, and instead of outrage, we would have discussions about these things, instead of just jumping the gun and calling or labeling everyone a racist or a sexist or whatever the NPC crowd wants to label someone. So I just hope Liam Neeson and his career doesn't get hurt by this for being honest and open with his life and some dark chapters in his life. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye.